great to be here in Albuquerque today, and the department's leadership actually has very, very strong connections to the Albuquerque area and to New Mexico. Both our Deputy Secretary, Mike Connor, and our Assistant Secretary for Indian Affairs, Kevin Washburn, are from New Mexico. They really wanted to be here, but I drew the lucky straw, and so I am here, and they're back in Washington. I wanted to also take a quick minute to acknowledge a couple of folks, local DOI leadership, in addition to Danita, Dr. Ben Tuggle, Ben, Regional Director, Fish and Wildlife Service, Dennis Vasquez, Superintendent, Petroglyph National Monument, and all of the Department of the Interior planning team, all of the agencies involved. You guys have done a terrific, terrific job. I also want to take a few minutes to recognize some of the future leaders behind me that are in the House. So when I call out your group, I want to hear from you. Rocky Mountain Youth Conservation Corps. All right. Valle de Oro Youth Conservation Corps. All right, you got to get a little bit louder. The Talking Talons, where are you? Bosque Youth Corps, are you here? Yeah. All right. Middle Rio Grande Urban Conservation Corps. YMCA Teen Camp. All right. Youth Development Inc. All right. Did I miss anybody? We got everybody. All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right, well, let's get to the program then. So let me say congratulations, Mayor Berry and Albuquerque, because of your leadership and the work that this community has done together to get young people outdoors, active, and connected to nature. Secretary of the Interior, Sally Jewell, is very proud to have selected Albuquerque as part of a national monument in preparing the next generation of outdoor stewards. This work is one of our highest priorities at the Department of the Interior, and all of our bureaus, as you can see, are involved. This is from the Bureau of Indian Affairs to the U.S. Geological Survey to the Bureau of Reclamation, from the Bureau of Land Management and the Fish and Wildlife Service and the National Park Service. All of us are committed, we're engaged, and we're directing additional resources to youth programs. And we could not be prouder than to partner with all of you. We have big, bold goals of reaching millions of kids through recreation and education programs, supporting 1 million volunteers annually, and providing 100,000 young adults and returning veterans with job opportunities on our public lands. For example, President Obama recently announced a new program, Every Kid in a Park. It's in celebration of the upcoming centennial, celebration of the National Park Service. And so beginning this fall, and listen up for all you fourth graders, we're giving free family passes to every fourth grader in the country to visit all fee-collecting federal lands, including our national park. So find a fourth grader, because this is a really good deal, okay? Additionally, this year, Interior has already awarded more than $117,000 to New Mexico to groups like the Rocky Mountain Youth Corps and Conservation Legacy to get young people active outdoors and caring for our public lands. But at the end of the day, we cannot reach these goals and have the impact that we aspire to have without powerful partnerships. And that's why we've joined forces with the YMCA of the United States of America and the National League of Cities to help make this vision a reality. And we're honored to have received generous support from American Express, which will help greatly in our efforts to recruit and deploy 1 million volunteers across the country. Now, our plan is being activated here today, here in Albuquerque. So that's a great story. What does this mean for your city? Well, because of these partnerships, we are providing 2 years of funding to the YMCA of Central New Mexico to help coordinate efforts, facilitate collaboration, and grow resources, and increase participation in outdoor programs on all of our public lands, whether it's state or local parks like the beautiful park we're in today, or on federal lands and waters. Additionally, the Department of the Interior is going to fund an AmeriCorps position to work at the Y and support the work of your coalitions, helping to grow and expand our shared vision. By bringing these new resources to the table, we're going to be able to engage thousands of kids, young adults, and community members in opportunities to play, learn, serve, and work on all of our public lands and help forge lifelong connections to nature and the great outdoors. We're committed to working with all of the members of the community to realize this vision, and we appreciate the great work that you've already done here in this community to realize that vision. So we're looking forward to working together and reaching new heights together. And congratulations again. And with that, let me turn the program over to our great partner, Mayor Barry.
Thank you. Thanks. Great stuff. Wow, this is good stuff. I'll keep my comments short, but there's a couple of things that I really want to hit on. And first of all, a couple of things that we're thankful for. We're thankful for the rain. I mean, does it feel good down here?
Yeah.
Man, this is the monsoon. So this is what a classic monsoon looks like in New Mexico. And of course, it's so good for the environment, and we're just happy to have that. But I really want to thank the Department of Interior and everybody, Secretary Jewell and Assistant Secretary Schneider. Thank you so much. This is a great honor, and it's a great opportunity. And we have, as you already mentioned, and as we've already heard, we've got tremendous partners in the community. We have tremendous partners in the federal government. We have tremendous partners on the state side, and we have at the city of Albuquerque, Dr. Schneider and our entire team here, in our Parks and Recreation Department, and I've got our leadership is here today with Parks and Rec. We've got some adults in our world that really understand and get it when it comes to this next generation of stewards and leaders behind us. And what we're trying to do, Barbara Taylor and others, we're trying to groom the next generation of leaders, the next generation of stewards. And that takes a lot of different forms. It can be through, fish and wildlife. It's about hunting and fishing. It's about planting plants. It's about removing invasive species. It's about taking care of what we've been blessed to have and passing that on to the next generation better than we found it. And in the city of Albuquerque, this group back here, I know that, and I don't want to single any one group out. I met with this group of youth a week or so ago. They're down here every day. They're on a summer program. They've got summer jobs. They're earning money. They're doing great things for the Bosque, and they are making this a better place, and they are going to hand it off better. And I know each and every one of these youth that are here today will do this, but they need opportunities. They need us to come through, and with this grant and with this opportunity through the YMCA, that's going to be accelerated, and that's what we want to do. We want to take this thing and grow it by factors of, not just a little bit at a time, and this will allow us to do that. So we're very thankful, and we're just very, very pleased, and we will do everything we can at the city of Albuquerque to make sure that when you look back, and you will, we all have bosses. Mine, I got 600,000 in Albuquerque, and you've got bosses nationally and at the department. What we want to make sure of in Albuquerque is when you look back and you say, we picked these 26 cities, 24 cities again next year, that Albuquerque was absolutely a good choice and a good investment for you. And you know who's going to make that happen? It's these youth right here. Yeah. These youth right here are going to make that happen. So anyway, thank you so much. And we are always, like we talked about earlier, it's all about partnerships, and it's all about making sure that we're working together at the local, state, national level, working with our nonprofit community, working with our business community, and we really are very thankful to have our relationships with our federal delegation. And we've got Bianca Ortiz-Wertheim here today. She's with Senator Udall's office, and I would like to invite her to come up and say a few words, and just also thank you for the partnership. We appreciate you very much.
Mayor.
Thanks.
This is wonderful.
Wow, you're so tall. Thank you, Mayor Barry. It's just wonderful to be here, and Senator Udall would like for me to share a statement, and here's the letter from Senator Udall. Dear friends, I would like to thank you all for coming out today to help celebrate today's announcement. Thank you to Secretary of the Interior Sally Jewell for her commitment to the 50 Cities Initiative. And what an honor to have Assistant Secretary Janice Schneider with us. Congratulations to the City of Albuquerque and Mayor Barry. Not only has Albuquerque been chosen to be a participant in the 50 Cities Nationwide Initiative, it was selected as one of the first participants in the 50 Cities Nationwide Initiative. It was selected as one of the first 26 in the whole country. So this service project is a model for best practices in bringing together federal, local government, private business, and local nonprofits like our very own YMCA of Central New Mexico. I am proud to have Albuquerque participate with the Department of the Interior in the department's efforts to involve Americans in a four-pillar approach to prepare the next generation of leaders and stewards. By engaging New Mexicans to play, learn, serve, and work, we will join a national coalition that serves to protect and promote our great natural treasures. This is great for our national parks, and it's a great experience and education for all of our youth. As a ranking member of Interior Appropriations, making sure that the Department of the Interior has adequate resources to carry out this good work is very important to me. Youth engagement is critically important for the next generation of leaders and will work to protect our treasured landscapes. Today's young people are tomorrow's stewards, and they will help lead the way. The Public Land Service Corps Act, which I introduced this Congress, will help move the efforts of the Department of Interior forward. This act would employ more young people on our public lands, help provide training for those looking to work in public service, and reward individuals working with the program with education and training benefits. As many of you know, my father, Stuart Udall, served as Secretary of the Interior under Presidents Kennedy and Johnson. And I leave you with the words he wrote in a letter to his grandchildren. The challenges that your generation faces will test your ingenuity and generosity. Your eyes will scan horizons that human beings have never contemplated. Whether you are a person of faith who believes the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, whether you are an individual who has mystical experiences that link you to the network of eternity, or whether you are a fervent conservationist who wants to leave a legacy for your progeny, the earth needs your devotion and tender care. Go well, do well, my children. Support all endeavors that promise a better life for the inhabitants of our planet. Cherish sunsets, wild creations, and wild places. Have a love affair with the wonder and beauty of the earth. Again, I am very happy to share in Albuquerque's selection. Thank you. Sincerely, United States Senator Tom Udall. And I'd like to ask Zizi from the YMCA of Central New Mexico to please join me at the podium. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Just a little adjustment here. We are so honored to stand in the company of Mayor Barry and Assistant Secretary Janice Schneider and Udall's office. Today is it's an amazing day, and we're very excited to announce this very exciting initiative. As many of you know, this is the 100th anniversary for the YMCA of Central New Mexico. The Y, pretty neat, isn't it? Yeah. Amazing. The Y is very proud to be part of the Department of Interior's Youth Initiative in getting more kids to play, learn, serve, and work outdoors. At the Y, we believe in a world where being connected means building strong personal relationships and a sense of belonging, face-to-face and in the community, not just online. We're excited that Albuquerque is part of this nationwide effort in cities across the country to build these relationships in our neighborhoods and on our public lands as part of our work to deliver lasting, positive, personal, and social change. Volunteerism has been an essential part of the Y from the beginning. 170 years ago, the founder of the Y, George Williams, had an intuition that putting positive influences in the lives of young men, now young men, women, and children, would improve not only their individual circumstances, but also the well-being of the entire community. He also believed that volunteers who made this transformation possible would be helping themselves and improving their own lives in the process. That vision continues today. Across the United States, the Y engages nearly 600,000 volunteers, business leaders, community advocates, parents, teens, individuals who want to give back and support our neighbors. They possess an ethic of service that calls them to volunteer not only at the Y, but also to join others to lead service projects that meet the needs of their communities. This is why we're so excited about getting more kids to play, learn, serve, and work outdoors. The emphasis on volunteerism and service fit who we are as an organization. We're excited to be working with the mayor and the city of Albuquerque, local nonprofit partners, and the Department of Interior to convene a community-based summit, bringing together private, public, and nonprofit partners with expertise in conservation, recreation, stewardship, and education to grow participation and opportunities to experience and care for public lands. We'd also like to thank American Express for their generous grant that will allow the Y to create a community coordinator position to help us all work together, grow our programs, and increase our reach. The coordinator will manage the logistics for a community summit and work with the partners to, again, create service opportunities on public lands and mobilize more volunteers, create and promote relevant and sustainable programs that strengthen and increase connections to our public lands, and track the results and share success stories. In closing, I would like to thank all of our partners here today and look forward to working with all of you. While our organization's missions are diverse, we all share a common goal to ensure that our city's communities and our state's communities, those that live in them, thrive. I will turn it over to Pele. Thank you so much.